So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Toyin Phyllis Wiggins. It is a pleasure to be here this afternoon. I just want you to put your hands together for yourselves. You have to clap for yourself as if you mean it. You are the ones that is going to deliver this country. So I always take the pleasure to tell you that my generation failed you guys. It is not a plus. It is not something that I am happy about. But I want to take an exception that I am the bridge between my generation and your generation. I am present in the present. And I'm here for you to lean on, to chew from, to learn from. I am here to inspire. I am here to tell you that there's a black hole down the road. Please don't go that way. If you are willing to come along with me. Because the issue of mentorship is not a one-sided coin. It's something you must be willing, to participate in. So I will be looking at leadership development and mentorship, building a generation that lead. So I want you to imagine with me. Close your eyes. All of you close your eyes. Go to dreamland. Yes, I want you to imagine something with me. It is the year 2050. You are reading the news and you see the headlines. Nigeria celebrates 50 years of consistent growth, stable institution, and ethical leadership. Can you picture it in your mind? Okay, you can open your eyes now. Be honest with me. How many of you struggle to imagine that headlines? So, since you struggle to understand what I just said to you, the inability to envision sustainable ethical leadership in our future, that is the crisis. That is the crisis we have. Some years ago, I went to New York. And when I came down, I looked around me. I saw beautiful buildings. I saw so many beautiful things. And I just busted out crying. You will wonder why I was crying. I was crying because a lot of the politicians went to the United States or went to England or went to Canada. They saw those things. They came back to Nigeria and they remained the same. They were not moved. Instead of changing the country or changing, the sphere of their influences, they sent their children to go and benefit from those countries. And they left you and me back here. And when it's election time, like Chris said, they will give you half bag of rice or give you 5,000 naira. And then you are happy. Or like the lady that just left here said that she's not more speaking with her friend. You become an enemy to your friend, uncle, because the uncle is contesting and you don't want to be part of it. Because there is no, something good that is going to bring to the table. My name is Toyin Wiggins, and over the decades, I have worked with over 30,000 young people. Through this work, I've discovered something critical. The leadership crisis we are experiencing is not about shortage of talented people. It's about the breakdown of how we transfer power, wisdom, responsibility from one generation to the other. Somebody was here and was talking about mentorship. Nobody wants to be mentor anymore. Everybody wants to be boss. You don't want to learn the ropes. You see Mommy Wiggins looking good. You want to wear my shoes. You don't know, maybe it's paining me or maybe it's hurting me or what I've gone through to wear size 8. You want to wear the same size 8. Nobody wants to go through the ropes. So today I want to show you why mentorship is the infrastructure that determines whether society rise or fall. And I want to challenge each of you to see yourself differently. Not as individuals climbing a ladder, but as a bridge connecting generation. Because some people are coming behind you. What are you going to be giving to them? If you don't have values, if you don't learn, if you don't pick from people like us that are already going, in a few days, I will be 60 years. If you are not picking from me or you are not picking from your parents, suddenly something happened and they leave you. You have not learned anything. Just like Chris told those politicians that we are not trying to face you out, we are just trying to pick from your brain. You have to pick from our brain, and you must be willing to want to pick. If you are not willing to learn to pick, if you are not willing to learn to listen, and I'm shouting on you and you are saying, oh, she's bruising my ego, you will not learn. Because when I was becoming a TV film producer, that time it was double slaps you will get when you are wasting a tape. Before you know what is happening, you just see stars. But who will do that today? Nobody will do that. And that is why you are not learning. That's why most of us are microwave, people. So I want you to know that you must be willing to learn from people that are going out of the system, so that you can also take from us and give to your own generation. What are the problems we have? Inheritance problem. Consider the trajectory of talent in most developing nations. A brilliant 19-year-old student with excellent grade and self-taught technical skills. But when asked about post-graduation plan, the response is almost always the same. I just want a stable job. I want to help my family. Not, I want to build a company that employs thousands, or I want to solve a major problem in my community. Oh, I just want to, just be stable. They don't want to be a creator of wealth. Just want a stable life. We are here to work. We are not here to rest. Our rest is when we go back to the other side. God told us to take a space of influence for him. Wherever you are is your sphere of influence. Take it for God. Do it as if your life depends on it. Just survival level thinking, someone with world-class potential, you just want to survive. That's not okay. This pattern repeats itself across African universities, polytechnic, and secondary schools. Young people with extraordinary capacity systematically limit their ambition to what they believe is realistic for their circumstances. Now, contrast this to Silicon Valley, where a 19-year-old dropped out of university because they believe and they were told by everyone around them that they can build $1 billion company. Whether they succeed or fail isn't the point. The point is that their ecosystem tells them audacious ambition is normal and is expected, even necessary. Because their ecosystem will support them. People like Bill Gates, who made the Apple phone, what's his name? Steve Jobs. Those people, they didn't have much education, but Silicon Valley taught them lessons that they brought to the table. The difference isn't talent or work ethics. The difference is inheritance. One group inherited possibility thinking, the other inherited limited thinking. Which one are you inheriting? Is it the limited one or the one that gives you room to fly? This is what happens when society fails at mentorship. Entire generation grow up inheriting the ceiling of the previous generation rather than standing on the shoulders of people that have gone ahead of them. Progress becomes impossible because every generation starts from ground zero, rebuilding what should have been transferred. We have to transfer what we have right now. Abiola was saying, learn. Start from learning, then you graduate. If you don't learn, you cannot succeed. If you don't volunteer, you cannot be a good leader because you have to see it hands-on. You have to learn the way they do it. You have to see me do it. Today, I have 2 mentees here that Plasmida gave me to mentor for 3 months. I told them, come and see how people speak. Come and see your age grade, how they do it. They are seated in this hall listening to all your beautiful ideas so that they will know how to do it themselves. If you don't learn how to stand on your own, you don't learn how to hold the microphone and translate what you have on the inside so that somebody can believe in you, how will you make it? Look at our institutions. How many organizations collapse when their founders retire? How many government agencies regress when their official, leaves? This isn't bad luck. It is structural failure in knowledge transfer, value transmission, and leadership succession. It is the natural consequences of treating mentorship as an option rather than as the primary mechanism through which society preserve their gains and compound their growth. The second one is principle of multiplication. There is a mathematical reality that most leaders don't grasp. Addition is good, but multiplication changes everything. When a leader personally accomplishes great things, they add value. But when a leader develops another leader who develops more leader, value multiplies exponentially across generations. Look at what happened to South Korea. After the Korean War, the country was devastated, poorer than most African nations at the time. But Korean leadership made a strategic decision. What did they do? They decided that they were going to make sure that young people learn. My sister goes to China every time. She tells me that Chinese people don't sleep. When you are sleeping, they are there working. They didn't just build schools, they built mentorship ecosystem. The entire society was organized around deliberate systemic talent development. Within one generation, South Korea transferred from an aid recipient to an aid giver or donor. Within 2 generations, it became a global technology leader. The Samsung, the LGs, the Hyundais of today existed because of Korean treated leadership development as national infrastructure in the 1960s and the 70s. What is Nigeria doing? So 4 pillars of transformational mentorship. So what does systemic mentorship actually look like? What infrastructure should society need to build if they were serious about developing generations that will lead? Research and observation across successful leadership development programs reveal 4 essential pillars. Pillar 1, identity formation. Most leadership development program focuses immediately on skills, learn public speaking, study financial management, master project management. But here is what I've observed. People who lack clarity about their identity will misuse any skill that is given to them. They will misuse it. They will apply for jobs they hate because they want to be paid. They will start businesses in industry they do not care about because that is where the money is. Everybody is going to tech now because that's where money is. Everybody is running into mineral resources because that's where money is. But do they know the know-how? Maybe, maybe not. They will pursue leadership position to prove something rather than to serve effectively. Effective mentorship begins with the fundamental question, who are you? And what were you designed for? If you do not know the reason why you were sent to planet Earth, you will be oscillating. You will just be movement without, you will just be moving around. There is no spark in your life. When God deployed you to planet Earth, there was a reason why he deployed it here. God does not waste his time to create a nobody. He created you perfect and deployed you here with an assignment. I am running with my own assignment. My assignment is to show to you that I am here. If you want to learn, I am here. You can lean on me. You can bite from my own apple. Not the one in the Garden of Eden. So this isn't abstract philosophy. It is practical leadership development. When young people understand their unique strength, value, personality, and passion, decision-making becomes exponentially clear. They stop trying to become someone else's version of success and start building, lives, aligning, with actually their design. The young man, Ogushola, that came here said he started building when he was in 200 levels. Has he stopped building? Have you stopped building? Yes, never stop building. I tell you that the day you arrive is the day you still continue to run. If Tony Elumelu is telling you that he has arrived, and he's sitting on his laurels, nobody will call him again. He will not be known by people again. If Dangote is saying he has enough money, he has enough influence, he will not continue the expansion. What about you? Are you a Dangote? Are you a Tony Elumelu? Why are you sitting down and not running? You look at people like me and you say, Mommy, you are still running. Yes, I will continue to run. I'm a 400 level student right now. If I am still learning, you got no right to say you are stopping. You got no right. You keep running until you make it. And when you make it, you don't stop. You keep on running so that you continue to pass the baton to somebody coming behind you. Number 2, value transmission. There is a pattern that repeats across every society. When capable people lack strong value, their capability becomes dangerous. What we see constantly, brilliant economists design policy that enrich themselves while impoverishing their nation. Like he said, a banker was looting the house, the store where the food was kept. Is he still eating the food up till now? So if you don't have value, you will take anything. If you don't have value, you will vote for anybody. You have to have value. Yesterday, I was on a conference meeting online. I was talking about, building yourself before building another person. If you don't have all this clarity, integrity, accountability, you cannot be a good leader. And as a mentor, if you have a mentor that don't have all this quality, please run away from that kind of person. And you can have more than one mentor. You don't have to rest on one. You can have mentor on all strata of life. My time is running. So, pillar 3, progressive empowerment. There are mentorship mistakes that undermine even well-intentioned program, creating dependency rather than capacity. It happens when mentors give advice but never leave mentees to make decisions. Yes, you are a mentor. You are sitting at the head of your table in your office. You are telling them, do this, do that, do this. But you are not giving them an opportunity to excel. Why will you not be giving them? Currently, I'm passing the baton of my organization to young people. We just created Executive Youth Council. Immediately I finish this conference this year, I'm passing the baton to someone else. I will remain as the CEO and founder. They will continue to run the organization. That is how to do it. Let them make mistakes. Remain there to give them counsel and advice. Don't be Oga forever. Nobody will stay here forever. We are not living here alive. All of us will die. So if you know you are not going to live here alive, why are you holding on to the button? Why are you doing all these things? Me, myself, and I. Life is not about only you. Life is about other people. Number 4, access creation. Information is increasingly democratized, but access remains highly concentrated. A young person in a rural community can now watch the same YouTube lectures as a student in Harvard. They can read the same textbooks, access some online courses, and learn the same technical skills, but they cannot access the same network. They cannot walk into the same room. They cannot get introduced to the same investor, employers, or collaborators. They can't, they don't, or they will not be able to inherit the social capital that open doors with a single phone call. Today, you have interacted with a lot of people. You have received people's phone numbers. It is a phone number until you contact that person. It can never translate to a contact until you call the person. And I know that if you don't call them within this week, they might forget who you are. So a lot of you are sitting on phone numbers of people that can change your life, that can mentor you, that can hold your hand, that can give you access to people that will make your life better. But you are not making the call. Say, I will make the call today. So please mean it and make the call today. When established leaders deliberately create pathways for talented young people from non-privileged backgrounds by introducing them to network, bringing them into strategic conversation, and recommending them for opportunity. This is how we correct the failures in opportunity distribution. If you know me, you know I like to connect. When I'm in a place, I'll say, exchange number. Hey, look at this. In fact, sometimes I do it too much. I used to tell myself, they will be thinking, what are you looking for? Why are you always doing this? I'm sure that Mama is tired of me. I'm sure that a lot of you are tired of me, the way I will be pushing. You need to collect. In fact, here right now, I've carried somebody's hand and dash it to Moses. So that is how to do it. Mentorship. Don't sit on your seat and be waiting for somebody to come and help you. You can help yourself. If you were an established leader, your leadership isn't measured by what you accomplished during your tenure. It is what continues after you leave. Identify high potential people early. Transfer knowledge systematically. Make leadership development a key performing indicator in your office. For all of you that have offices here, that you are managing director or you are founders, please hold the hand of somebody today and make sure that you help them become a better person. So remember that 2050 headline. Nigeria celebrates 50 years of consistent growth, stable institution, and ethical leadership. Can you imagine it now? That headlines become possible when we collectively decide to build generation that can lead. We have to decide. Every mentor-mentee relationship is a vote for that future. Every conversation where wisdom is transferred is an investment in that future. We don't need heroes. We need systems. We don't need individual brilliance. We need institutional capacity. The greatest contribution you can make is who you develop. So here is my challenge. If you live here and commit to systematic development, even one person, if you develop just one person, you have become part of building the future we all want to see. Because the future needs mentor, and mentors build generation that lead. Thank you so much for giving me your time.